Колеги, вітання. Український кризовий медіа-центр.
Dear colleagues, we are going to start our work. The floor is given to the Speaker, Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Alexei Chernobay, and then we'll have the Speaker ATO, headquarters, Anatoliy Stelmakh, through Skype, via Skype. Good morning, dear journalists present here. I'm happy to see you here. And the instruction of the Minister of Defense of Ukraine, the legal service of our department, together with the prosecutor's offices, continue the work to return the illegally alienated plots of land and the projects of real estate of the Minister of Defense. So we are talking about the area of more than 100 hectares in the Rutinsk district, Odessa region. In Odessa, they returned to the Minister of Defense the sports facilities with total area 200 square meters. Also in Odessa region this year, by the decision of the economic courts, they returned to the state property the property from the Ukrainian public organization, the Society of Military Hunters. They returned the area of total area of 12 hectares. We are deepening our cooperation with the European Union countries. In 2015, the major priorities of the cooperation between the Minister of Defense of Ukraine and the European Union include the following: extension of the format of military political dialogue with the leadership of the European Union, preparation for the joint military exercises, involvement of armed forces of Ukraine for the formation of the combined tactical groups of the European Union, as well as a preparation of the representatives of the armed forces of Ukraine on the issues of the joint policy of security and defense of the European Union. Also, the armed forces of Ukraine continue their preparation for the operational shift within the composition of the combat tactical group of the European Union, Hellbrock. It's planned for the first half year 2016. Also, we are planning participation in the same Hellbrock operation in the first half year 2018 and 2020. We continue involvement of Ukrainian military units to involve them in the combat tactical groups of the European Union, of the member states of the Visegrad 4, Poland, the Slovak Republic, Hungary, and the Czech Republic. It's planned for the first half year 2016. The Minister of Defense of Ukraine continued the procurement of the electronic system of electronic state procurement Prozora. Since the end of June this year, the Defense Department carried out 110 electronic procurement. We managed to save 76 million hryvnias through doing this, and we signed 56 contracts and accepted the proposals to the tune of 54 electronic tenders. We are going to save, we plan to save, in the process of electronic auctions, 142 million hryvnia. As of today, the Minister of Defense of Ukraine signed 462 contracts and additional agreements for the supply of different things to the tune of over 2.2 billion hryvnia. We are talking this year, according to the plan, we received 3,000 armored vests, 2,000 sets of the summer uniforms, 7,000 warm uniforms and jackets, and 7,500 pair of pants. The Minister of Defense signed 44 contracts and the additional agreements for the supply of the fuel and oil materials, fuel and lubricants, to the tune of 2 billion of 84 million hryvnia. They continue to pay out the monetary awards to the servicemen of the Armed Forces of Ukraine who participate in ATO operation. Today, such persons received already over 67 million hryvnia. They paid 1,016 million hryvnia to the families of those killed in actions. We are talking about the lump sum assistance or financial aid. 183 million hryvnia, the participants in the ATO were paid in connection with their being wounded or becoming the handicapped person. Last week, the status of the participant of the combat actions was bestowed on 3,396 servicemen. So today, the status was given to 74,627 persons. And to crown it all, today the team of the national team of the Armed Forces of Ukraine starts to take part in the 6th global games among the servicemen and military men, which are being held in the International Military and Sports Organization CISM in South Korea. We have 65 men on our team. They're going to compete in the Greco-Roman and judo, then the sailing, field and track and field, swimming, and other disciplines. Over the many years of this kind of competition, our Ukrainian military guy or servicemen were awarded 34 gold, 62 silver, and 56 bronze medals. Also, in the next week, Ukrainian military athletes are going to participate in international competitions like in the shooting in Sweden, one of the stage of the World Cup, on the springboard jumps in France, and among the youth and the heavy weightlifting, etc. Now I give the floor to my colleague Anatoliy Stelmakh. Good morning, Mr. Stelmakh. We are prepared to hear the information from you about the dynamics of the events in the ATO zone over the last 3 years. You know, the situation in the ATO zone in the period September 29, October 1 remained calm. On the whole, the enemy or the adversary, observed the ceasefire and only provided some kind of chaotic firing. On September 29, Artemis direction on 7:35, the militants used the large caliber machine guns and the firearms to fire at our checkpoint or stronghold in Mayorsk. Between 9:50 and 11:35 in the area of the northern and western suburbs of Zaitsevo, the subversive reconnaissance group of our enemy tried to bypass our positions and started fighting with the units of the ATO forces. About 11:10, they fired from the large caliber machine gun. Near Donetsk, between 8 and 10:30 p.m., our foothold near the Krasnogorivka was shelled by militants using the firearms, large caliber machine guns, and the armored infantry vehicles. On September 30th, from midnight till 1800 next day in the ATO zone, they almost observed the ceasefire. The only firing took place at the Mariupol sector. At 9:50, the militants used the firearms to fire at our foothold in Novotroitsky. The shelling was chaotic, and the firing was chaotic, and it lasted for several minutes. Also at night, at almost 10 minutes to 9 p.m., on the temporary occupied territory near the populated area Zaitsevo, the hirelings opened fire, rather intensive fire, using the grenade launchers and large caliber machine guns at our positions. At 11 p.m. and for several minutes, they used firearms, I mean the militants, for chaotic shelling or fire at Ukrainian positions. So October 1st, for the first time over the last several weeks, it was absolutely quiet in this ATO zone. No firing. Also, already today, on October the 2nd, since midnight till 6 in the morning, along the line of contact, there were some cases of we did not fix any or did not record any case of firing. This ceasefire along the contact line inspires, still hope us that one of the key conditions of the Minsk agreements about the complete ceasefire by the adversaries will be stopped. Generally speaking, we are now engaged in preparatory work for the redislocation of our equipment and personnel. Also, in the period 29 September, October 1, the pro-Russian gang formation 6 times fired at the ATO positions. Also, it should be added that on the temporary occupied territories of Donbass, they continue to block the domestic, the national, international TV and radio broadcasting. And they stopped several of the TV transmissions. This actually exhausts my briefing. And okay, that's the end of our briefing. And hear you and see you on Tuesday. Thank you. Our next press briefing will take place at 9:30. We're going to have Skype report by the Deputy Head of Special Monitoring Mission of OSCE, Mr. Alexander Hook.